Hi everyone, I'm Golden Ashwini. Today we are going to see the topic is planning process. This video we are going to see the steps in planning process. On completion of this video, students will be able to explain what is basic planning process, and they can also be able to explain what is planning and steps of planning. Planning process. Planning process is concerned with the defining a company's goals and determining the resources necessary to achieve those goals. So, achieving a vision requires coordination effort that other to broader organizational plan. This is enabled through consistent strategy that are supported by staff at all the levels. So we know that planning is a process, right? So therefore it contains number of steps within it. So it's not necessary that the particular or planning process or steps are valid for all organization and all types of plans. A planning process which is suitable for a large scale organization may not be suitable for small organization. So various factors involved into planning process may be differ from plan to plan or from organization to organization. So the planning process or steps are mostly applicable for the major programs, but within major modifications the process is applicable for all type of plans. So this figure shows the planning processes. The steps in planning process are what? First one is perception of opportunities, second one is establishment of objectives, then planning premises, then identification of alternative, after that evaluation of alternatives, after that choice of alternative, then formulation of supporting plan. The next one is establishing sequence of activities. Because we are going to see each and everything in elaborate manner. So first one is identification of opportunity. So we can say identification of awareness of opportunity is the starting point of planning. First of all, we should identify the possible future opportunities and analyze them clearly and completely. Among them, we have to identify where do we stand and what are our strength and weakness, what problems we wish to solve and why, and what do we expect to gain. Once the opportunities are perceived from availability, the other steps of planning are undertaken. Then the second step is establishment of objectives or goals. So the next step is planning is to establish objectives for the entire organization and then for each subordinate unit. So objectives specify the indicate the result expected, what is to be done, where is the primary emphasis to be placed, and what is to be accomplished by various type of plans. So organizational objectives should be specified in all the key result areas. So key result areas are those which are important for the organization in achieving its objectives. So the key result areas may be profitability, sales, research and development, manufacturing and so on. So initially overall objectives are set which shape the structure of other subsidiary objectives in an organization. So then they are divided into departmental, sectional and individual objectives. Overall objectives give directions to the nature of all other plans of the major department. So departmental objectives must confirm the overall objectives. Thus there will be hierarchy of objectives in the organization. Okay, next step is developing planning premises. So planning premises are the assumption which we should make about the various elements of environment. Okay, so it provides the basic framework in which plants operate. So these premises may be internal or external. Internal premises include organizational policies, resources of various types, sales focus, and the ability of the organization to withstand the environmental pressure. So external premises include the total factors in task environment such as political, social, technological, competitors, plans and actions and government policies, etc. So the plans are formulated on the basis of both internal and external premises. The nature of planning premises differ at different levels of planning. At the top level, it is mostly external focused, whereas it is internally focused at the bottom level. Okay, the next step is identification of alternatives. So the next step in planning is to search for and design the alternative courses of action. Based on organizational objectives and planning premises, various alternatives of plans can be identified. Particular objectives can be achieved through a number of ways. All alternatives cannot be analyzed. Okay, so some alternatives can be rejected at its preliminary stage itself. By considering preliminary criteria such as minimum investment record, matching with the present business, then marketing conditions, government control, skilled workers, technique available, etc. So only the alternatives which meet the preliminary criteria may be chosen for future detailed analysis. Okay, then next step is evaluation of alternatives. So the alternatives considered for the analysis according to preliminary criteria may be taken for further evaluation. Each alternative course of action is evaluated on the basis of profitability, capital investment, risk involved, then gestation period, etc. So it presents a problem because each of these alternatives may have certain advantages and disadvantages. For instance, an alternative may appear to be most profitable, so but it requires a large cash outlet with a slow payback, and another one may be less profitable but it involves less risk factors. So in evaluating the alternatives, sometimes intangible factors such as public relation, goodwill of the company, employee moral, personal relation, etc. are also be considered. So moreover, there is no certainty about the outcome of the alternative because it is related with future and future in uncertain. So thus the evaluation work becomes more complex. Therefore, more sophisticated techniques of planning and decision making have been developed. Then next one is selecting the best course of action. So after the evaluation of various alternatives, the most appropriate course of action is selected. If more than one alternative is suitable, then many alternatives may be chosen for execution. So when the situation changes and the selected plan does not provide to be the best, then the other alternatives may be tried. Then the next one is formulation of derivative plans. So the derivative plans are formulated on the basis of the major plan. There are several minor plans required to support and execute the major plan, right? So these plans are known as derivative plans. So the various derivative plans are planning for buying equipment, buying raw materials, recruiting and training personnel, then developing new product, etc. Okay, then the last one is establishing sequence of activities. So after formulating the basic and derivative plans, the sequence of activities is determined so that plans are put into action. While formulating derivative plans, a built-in mechanism should be created for periodic review and updating various plans whenever necessary, so that starting and finishing times are fixed for each piece of work, so as to indicate when and within what time that the work is to be commenced and completed. Okay, these are the steps in planning. Then levels of planning. So in management theory, it is usual to consider that there are three basic levels of planning. However, in practice, there may be more than three levels of management, and to an extent, there will be some overlapping of planning operation. Okay, there are three levels of planning are corporate level planning, business or divisional level planning, and functional or department level planning. So strategy of an organization may be planned at each level, but the plans for every level of an organization should be aligned to ensure maximum unity of effort. So without alignment, departments and functions will be working at cross purposes, and the overall corporate strategy will be less effective. Next quiz question. So which role of the manager that needs to resolve major and minor crises that may occur unexpectedly? So the options are negotiator, entrepreneur, resource allocator, disturbance handler. So the answer will be what? Disturbance handler, right? Then the second question is management is creative and dash process. So we know management is creative and what process? We have four options: continuous, technical, democratic, and none of the above. We know already it will be a continuous process. Okay, so management is a creative and continuous process. Thank you. Thanks for listening this session.